Ah, the postseason, the playoffs. A clash? Is that what you would say? A battle royale? Oh. Well, we've got Green Demons from Herman DeKalb. We got Vikings from Thousand Islands. And we got viewers right there. Welcome to Whiz Quiz.
Production funding for Whiz Quiz is provided by Jefferson Lewis Bosse's, St. Lawrence Lewis Bosse's, Jefferson Community College, Samaritan Medical Center, the Northern New York Community Foundation, St. Lawrence Federal Credit Union, and Front Porch Realty. Additional funding is provided in part by the Adirondack Experience, the View Center for Arts and Culture, IBEW Local 910, and O'Reilly Auto Parts of Watertown and Carthage. Scholarships for winning Whiz Quiz teams are provided in part by National Grid, Stewart's Shops, New York Air Brake, Iroquois, and the following fraternal and civic organizations.
Alrighty, folks, welcome back to Whiz Quiz. I'm your host, Mel Busler. It is a pleasure to be with you. We have two great schools represented tonight. It's playoff time, a lot of pressure on the line. I tell you what, it's nice to have you along for the ride. You are the folks who support public television, either it's financially or also with your viewership. We appreciate you tuning in, especially to this show, because we get to highlight some exceptional young folks doing a great job. And we're going to begin by meeting those folks. First off, from Herman DeKalb, we're going to begin with Zachariah. Give me your first and last name, a little bit about yourself.
Hello. My name is Zachariah Ali. My favorite book is The Wealth of Nations by Adam Smith. I am a junior. This is my third year on Whiz Quiz.
Very good. Nice to have you with us. Next to Zachariah is Avery. Hi, Avery.
Hi, I'm Avery Wilson. I'm a junior at Herman DeKalb. This is my third year on Whiz Quiz, and my favorite book is Their Vicious Games by Joelle Wellington.
Very good. Wyatt, what's happening?
Nothing. My name is Wyatt Bogret. I'm in 11th grade at HD. This is my third year on Whiz Quiz, and my favorite book is Fahrenheit 451.
Very good. Parker, nice to have you with us.
Nice to see you too. My name is Parker Hamilton. I'm a senior at Herman DeKalb. This is my first year in Whiz Quiz, and my favorite book is Pride and Prejudice.
Very good. Now we turn over to Thousand Islands. Katie, how are you?
I'm good. My name is Katie Rose. I'm a sophomore at TI. This is my first year at Whiz Quiz, and my favorite board game is Clue.
Very good. Next to Katie is Seth.
Hello, my name is Seth Haas. I'm a junior at TI. This is my second year at Whiz Quiz, and my favorite board game is Quelf.
Very good. Annabelle.
Hi, my name's Annabelle. I'm a junior at Thousand Islands. This is my third year on Whiz Quiz, and my favorite board game is Ticket to Ride.
Very good. And James.
Hello, my name is James Connerton. I'm a senior. This is my second year on Whiz Quiz, and my favorite board game is Monopoly.
And of course, you guys wouldn't be here without the help of your advisors. And they happen to be in the building tonight. First off, for Herman DeKalb, Veronica Lamb is in the house. Hi, Veronica. Oh, yeah. And from Thousand Islands, Melissa Balk. Nice to have you both with us. Let's move right into the first round with Smart Start. Smart Start. Teams are individually asked questions. The other team cannot answer the question. 5 seconds are given to teammates to consult with each other and ring in to give an answer. There's no penalty for a wrong answer. Questions are worth 10 points each. Alrighty, we begin with Herman DeKalb. History question. What is the capital of New York State? Zachariah, Herman DeKalb.
Albany.
Albany is correct. Alrighty, Thousand Islands history question for you. What is the capital of Illinois? Seth.
Chicago?
That is incorrect. We are looking for Springfield. Springfield, what we're looking for. Arts question. What instrument traditionally has 6 strings and is played by strumming or plucking Avery Herman DeKelp?
A guitar?
A guitar is correct. Alrighty, we move over to Thousand Islands. Which large brass instrument has a slide to change pitch? Annabelle, Thousand Islands.
A trombone.
Trombone. That's right. Alrighty, science. Back to Herman DeKelb. What element is represented by the symbol O? Parker, Herman DeKelb.
Oxygen.
Oxygen is correct. Alrighty, Thousand Islands. What is the element symbol for gold? Annabelle, Thousand Islands. AU is correct. Alrighty, math question. This is for Herman DeKelb. Solve for x. 6x minus 9 equals 15. Parker, Herman DeKelb.
X equals 4.
That is correct. Alrighty, Thousand Islands, math question, solve for x. 9x minus 4 equals 23. Annabelle, Thousand Islands.
X equals 3.
That is correct. Alrighty. Herman DeKelb, history question for you. Which mountain range runs along western South America? Wyatt, Herman DeKelb.
Rocky Mountains. I got it wrong.
That is incorrect. We're looking for the Andes. The Andes. Alrighty, history question for Thousand Islands. Which mountain range runs along the eastern U.S.? James, Thousand Islands.
The Appalachians.
The Appalachian Mountains are correct. Alrighty. Arts, Herman DeKelb. What is the name of the line that separates the sky from the ground in a painting? Zachariah, Herman DeKelb.
The horizon?
Horizon line is correct. Arts question for Thousand Islands. What is the term for a series of images that show motion over time? James, Thousand Islands.
Animation.
Animation is correct. Science question. Back to Herman DeKelb. What type of bond occurs between metals? Parker, Herman DeKelb.
Covalent bonds.
That is incorrect. We're looking for metallic bond. Metallic bond. Alrighty, science question for Thousand Islands. What are atoms that gain or lose electrons called? James, Thousand Islands.
Free ions.
Ions is correct. We move on. Math question back to Herman DeKelb. Find the missing term. 190 blank 70 60. Parker, Herman DeKelb.
80.
80 is correct. Alrighty, math question for Thousand Islands. Find the missing term. 2, 4, 8 blank 32. Annabelle, Thousand Islands.
16.
16 is correct. Alrighty, that was a good round. Let's check the score. And Thousand Islands leads Herman DeKelb by a score of 70 to 60. Are you feeling good? Well, let's move on to round 2. One-on-one. One-on-one, each individual player is matched up against corresponding position players on the other team. If a student gets the answer wrong, the opposing student has a chance to answer. No consultation allowed. Questions are worth 10 points each. Alrighty, we're going to begin with Zachariah and Katie. History question. What famous British rescue took place at a French beach in 1940? Zachariah, Herman DeKelb.
Dunkirk.
Dunkirk is correct. Alrighty. Arts question, and this goes to Avery and Seth. What is the title of a group of poems or stories by the same author? Time is up. An anthology. Anthology, what we're looking for. Science question, we bring in Wyatt and Annabelle. What is the term for an animal that eats both plants and animals? Wyatt, Herman DeKalb.
Omnivore.
Omnivore is correct. Math question, Parker and James. Pick up your pencils. What is the volume of a box with dimensions 13 meters, 4 meters, and 6 meters? Time is up. 312 meters cubed is what we're looking for. Alrighty, history question. We move back to Zachariah and Katie. What U.S. president was responsible for the removal bill in 1830, an attempt to move the Eastern Native Americans? Herman DeKalb, Zachariah.
Jackson.
Andrew Jackson is correct. Arts question for Avery and Seth. What is the type of pencil used to create very dark, soft lines? Avery, Herman DeKalb.
Charcoal.
That is incorrect. We go to Seth.
Oil.
Now we're looking for a 6B pencil. 6B pencil. Science question, Wyatt and Annabelle. What is a rapid downward movement of air called? Time is up. A downdraft. Downdraft. Math question. And this is for Parker and James. The hypotenuse is 34 units and one leg is 16 units. Find the other leg. Time is up. We're looking for 30 units. 30 units. Alrighty. Zachariah, Katie, history question. Over 2,800 libraries were endowed by what famous American industrialist? Zachariah Herman DeKalb.
Ford.
That is incorrect. Katie? Time is up. The answer is Andrew Carnegie. Andrew Carnegie. Alrighty. Arts, Avery and Seth. Which Renaissance artist painted The Last Supper? Seth, Thousand Islands.
Da Vinci.
That is correct, Leonardo da Vinci. Science question, Wyatt and Annabelle. Name two of the Jovian planets that have rings. Annabelle, Thousand Islands.
Saturn and Neptune.
That is correct, along with Uranus and Jupiter. Math question, and this is for Parker and James. The ratio of oranges to lemons is 3-2. If there are 18 oranges, how many lemons are there? Parker, Herman DeKalb.
12.
12 is correct. That is the end of that round. Let's check the scoreboard. And boy, we have a close battle. Herman DeKalb leads Thousand Islands by a score of 100 to 90. Let's move on to round 3. No and tell. No and tell. Questions are directed at both teams. If a team gets an answer wrong, the other team is permitted to answer. Consultations with team members are allowed. Questions are worth 10 points. The third question in a set is a bonus question that can be answered by either team. Bonus questions are worth 15 points. Alrighty. History. During the American Revolutionary War, who betrayed the American army and joined Seth, Thousand Islands?
Benedict Arnold.
That is correct. History question. Name the French general who helped General Washington. Zachariah Herman DeKalb.
Lafayette.
Lafayette is correct. History bonus question worth 15 points. What German group of mercenaries fought for the British? Time is up. The Haitians. Alrighty. Arts question. What is the term for a sentence where the subject performs the action? Time is up. Active voice. Arts question. What is the term for a sentence where the subject receives the action? Zachariah Herman DeKalb.
Receiving voice.
That is incorrect. Thousand Islands. James.
Passive voice.
Passive voice is correct. Alrighty, Art's bonus question worth 15 points. What is the term for a mistake in logic within an argument or claim? Zachariah Herman DeKalb.
Fallacy.
That is correct, a logical fallacy. We move on. Science. What is the unit of frequency? Parker Herman DeKalb.
Joules.
That is incorrect. Thousand Islands. James, Thousand Islands.
Hertz.
Hertz is correct. Alrighty, science question. What is the name of the wave property that describes the number of waves passing a point per second? James, Thousand Islands.
Frequency.
Frequency is correct. Science bonus question. 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz is the audible hearing range for what species? Avery Herman DeKalb.
Dogs.
That is incorrect. Thousand Islands. Seth.
Humans.
Humans is correct. Math question. There are 15 cars in a lot. 10 are blue, 5 are red. What is the probability of randomly choosing a red car? James, Thousand Islands.
5 out of 15.
That is correct. Math question. A deck of cards has 13 cards of each suit. What is the probability of drawing a heart? Simplify your answer. James.
13 out of 52.
That is incorrect. Herman DeKalb. Parker.
1/4.
Yeah, 1 out of 4. Math bonus question. A box contains 7 pens. 3 are blue, 4 are black. What is the probability of choosing a blue pen? James, Thousand Islands.
3 out of 7.
3 out of 7 is correct. History question. During the War of 1812, which U.S. Navy ship became famous for defeating the British HMS Guerriere? Wyatt, Herman DeKalb.
The Lusitania.
That is incorrect. Thousand Islands. Seth.
Maine.
No, we're looking for the USS Constitution. History question. What nickname was given to the USS Constitution? Seth, Thousand Islands.
Old Glory.
That is incorrect. Herman DeKalb. Zachariah.
The British mixed sinker.
No. Old Ironsides, which is also my nickname. Alrighty, let's move on. History bonus question. One of the causes of the War of 1812, Zachariah Herman DeKalb.
The British capturing American sailors.
That is incorrect. Let me finish the question. One of the causes of the War of 1812 was the British forcing American sailors to serve in the British Navy. What is this called? Time is up. Impressment. Impressment. Alrighty. Arts question. What is the term for a general statement that applies to many situations or people? Katie, Thousand Islands.
Overview.
That is incorrect. Herman DeKalb. Time is up. Generalization is what we're looking for. Arts question. What is the term for unnecessary repetition of ideas in writing? Avery, Herman DeKalb.
Run-on sentence.
That is incorrect. Thousand Islands. Annabelle.
Motif.
No, we're looking for redundancy. Redundancy. Arts bonus question worth 15 points. What is the term for an informal word or expression used in casual conversation? James, Thousand Islands.
Slang.
That is correct. That is the end of this round. Let's take a look at the scoreboard. And Thousand Islands leads Herman DeKalb by a score of 185 to 135. Well, in case you want to watch this match again or watch other matches, not only this year, but throughout the years, all you have to do is go online. Watch.wpbstv.org. Now let's move on to round 4. Think fast. Think fast. In this round, either team can answer a question. If your team gets the answer wrong, the other team gets the next question exclusively. Consultation is allowed. Questions are worth 10 points each. History question. Who led the Committee of Public Safety during the Reign of Terror in France? Zachariah Herman de Kelb.
Robespierre.
That is correct. Arts question. What do we call the physical or emotional distance created between the reader and the text? Zachariah Herman de Kelb.
The fourth wall.
That is incorrect. It is narrative distance. Narrative distance. What we're looking for, that means Thousand Islands. We'll get an exclusive question. Science. What is the principle stating that pressure applied to a confined fluid is transmitted undiminished? James, Thousand Islands.
Elasticity.
That is incorrect. We're looking for Pascal's principle. Alrighty, math question on the screen. Pick up your pencils. Evaluate the limit as x approaches 0 of tangent x over x equals what? Parker, Herman de Kelb.
0.
That is incorrect. We're looking for 1. 1 is what we're looking for. That means that Thousand Islands will get an exclusive question. History. What was the primary focus of the strategic arms limitation talks during the Cold War? James, Thousand Islands.
To prevent nuclear war.
No, well, we're looking for a little more than that, limiting the number of nuclear weapons. Alrighty. Arts. What is the term for a word formed by combining parts of two words like brunch? Ooh, sounds good. Time is up. Portmanteau. Science question. The organelle in plant cells where photosynthesis takes place is called what? Parker, Herman de Kelb.
Chloroplast.
That is correct. Math question. The 68, 95, 99.7 rule is also known as this rule. The answer is the empirical rule. Empirical rule, what we're looking for. What was the split between Eastern Orthodox and Catholic Church called? Zachariah Herman de Kelb.
The schism, the Great Schism.
That is correct. We move on. Arts question. What is the term for a brief, clever saying that expresses a general truth? Avery Herman de Kelb.
A metaphor.
That is incorrect. We're looking for an aphorism. Hope I said that right. Aphorism. All righty. That means that Thousand Islands will get an exclusive question. It is science. What type of bond forms when electrons are transferred from one atom to another? James, Thousand Islands.
Ionic bond.
Ionic bond is correct. Alrighty, math question. Pick up your pencils. Find secant of theta if cosine of theta equals 0.6. James, Thousand Islands.
1 over 0.6.
That is correct. History question. Name one right that is reserved only for U.S. citizens. Zachariah Herman de Kelb.
The Second Amendment.
Which is incorrect. It is the vote in federal elections or run for federal office. Alrighty. Arts. Who was the main composer of the Baroque era famous for the Brandenburg Concertos? James, Thousand Islands.
Baroque.
The answer is Bach. Bach. Science question. What does the slope of a velocity versus time graph represent? James, Thousand Islands.
Acceleration.
That is correct. Math question. And by the way, this is the last question of the evening. Identify the vertical asymptote of f of x equals 1 over the quantity x minus 3? James, Thousand Islands.
Plus or minus 3.
That is correct. Very good. All righty. And that is the end of the evening. As far as competition is concerned, congratulations to Thousand Islands. You have defeated Herman DeKalb 225 to 165. That means that Thousand Islands will be moving on to further competition. Hey, join us next time as the playoffs continue. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a great night.
Production funding for Whiz Quiz is provided by Jefferson Lewis Boces, St. Lawrence Lewis Boces, Jefferson Community College, Samaritan Medical Center, the Northern New York Community Foundation, St. Lawrence Federal Credit Union, and Front Porch Realty. Additional funding is provided in part by the Adirondack Experience, the View Center for Arts and Culture, IBEW Local 910, and O'Reilly Auto Parts of Watertown and Carthage. Scholarships for winning Whiz Quiz teams are provided in part by National Grid, Stewart's Shops, New York Air Brake, Iroquois, and the following fraternal and civic organizations.